Jennifer's body looks like it's about Jennifer becoming a demon, but I think the real story is Needy becoming the monster hunter. She looks like the killer, unfortunately for her. So let's go through the story, shall we? And we can see what the heck happened. Why the movie starts with her in prison. By the way, if you like movie summaries and breakdowns where we look at the story underneath the story, go ahead and subscribe. Also reviews. The movie starts with Needy in prison, and right away, something is off. She is angry, aggressive, and way too strong. She does this like, "This is for Sparta!" You'll kick the messenger part. Boom! Stomp kicks this lady. She flies through the room. You're like, what the heck? Why is she so strong? What? Before all this, Needy is getting ready with her best friend Jennifer. Jennifer is the hot, popular one. Needy is the quiet one, and Jennifer clearly has a lot of control over her. Needy's boyfriend, Chip, even says later that Needy is always doing what Jennifer tells her to do.
You always do what Jennifer tells you to do.
No, I don't. It's just that I like the same things that she likes.
You're like, oh, that'd be annoying. Jennifer and Needy go to Melody Lane to see a local band called Low Shoulder. Jennifer meets the lead singer there, Nikolai, and the band asks if she is a virgin. Now, she's definitely not a virgin, but not wanting to appear as a hoa or a hussy, she says, yeah, I'm a virgin. Yes, that lie ends up screwing it over in the long run, screwing everyone over in the long run. Now, in the bar, Low Shoulder is playing their music, and they sound pretty good. But what happens is the wires catch fire to the curtain. Kind of similar happened to my amplifier back in the day and burned my truck to the ground. There's a fire that starts, everyone escapes, but some people do not, and Needy and Jennifer are two of the people that do escape. But outside, Nikolai gets Jennifer into the band's van. He says, come on, come with us. Come on, you can come too, Needy. And Needy's like, I ain't coming with you. Screw off. No way. And they're like, come on. They just pretty much grab Jennifer. And Jennifer's drunk. So she's like, oh, no. The band takes Jennifer to Devil's Kettle. Apparently, they're going to commit do a ritual. And this ritual, if you kill a virgin, then it causes good luck to the band in this example, make them successful and great. And they're tired of struggling. You know, the grind gets old. Sometimes you just got to kill somebody. They stab Jennifer in the heart, but since she wasn't a virgin, the spell does not work quite right. The band still gets famous, but Jennifer is left alive with a demon in her that craves drinking people's blood. That same night, Needy's worried about her. Like, where is Jennifer? Oh no, I don't know what's going to happen to her. She shows up at Needy's house, covered in blood, acting weird, making weird animal noises. Jennifer's just acting weird. The next day, Jennifer's there looking beautiful, more beautiful than ever, actually. Like, weird. You're really attractive. What's going on? And Needy's like, God, that was horrible last night. And Jennifer's like, what are you talking about? Doesn't remember, supposedly. So now I think Needy feels a bit gaslighted, but what are you going to do? Literally, no one else was there to witness it.
Where's it at, Monostat?
You're all right.
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Now, this is Jennifer's victim list, if you will. Her first victim, major victim, is a football player who's grieving a bunch about his friend who died in the fire. She lures him into the woods and feeds on him. Now, she gets him into the woods by saying, oh, you sad? Are you sad? I'll give you a special BJ. And he's like, okay. Obviously, using her succubus powers to make him super horny to where he thinks that's a good idea. Although he's a teenage boy, so yeah, might have happened anyways. But they go to the forest, and she feeds on him and kills him. Now, she's so strong because she just fed. She's impossible to kill. And then when she gets hungry, she really starts falling apart, doesn't have all of her powers. Although that's a bit inconsistent. So now basically she's an addict. She needs blood. Seems like blood. So then our second victim is Colin, who's a very interesting one. This is where you can tell what's going on in Jennifer's mind, demon influenced mind. She had no interest in him at first. He's this goth guy, and he comes up and he's like, hey, would you like to go to a movie or whatever? And she's like, no, I don't. Get out of here. You know, whatever. And he's like, ugh. And then Needy was there, and he's like, oh, that guy's cool. He's in my class. I like him. She's like, really? He's cool? He's like, yeah, I like him. So then Jennifer's like, okay, fine. So then she tells the guy, we can go on a date. But this is only because she wants to now kill the guy to get back at Needy. See, Jennifer's choosing people connected to Needy She is eating pieces of Needy's life, literally. She is pushing her to become the demon hunter, the monster hunter that she becomes. Colin meets Jennifer at this creepy unfinished house. Colin goes into the house anyways, like who would do that? But anyways, he does, and there's Jennifer. But it's obviously a trap, right? At the same time, Needy is with Chip. The movie keeps cutting between them. Needy and Chip feel loving and real. Jennifer Colin feels very predatory and uncomfortable. Then Jennifer says, I'm done with you. She doesn't really ever make out with him that long, I know. She just kills him. She kills him, drinks his blood. Well, unfortunately for Needy, while this whole thing was happening, she was getting visions and what was going on with Jennifer and Colin and demons and scary stuff. She was terrified. Needy gets home, all shaken up. She's like, I'm ready to relax, man. I just want to go to bed. Gets in, starts to get into bed, and guess who's there? On the other side of the bed under the covers was Jennifer. She's like, hey, best friend. She's like, what the hell? Get out, dude. Blah, blah, blah. Then Jennifer finally tells her what happened with the low shoulder band. She got taken by the band. The band's like, we're going to sacrifice you because we want to become super rich and famous. And we're taking you to this place where it's a water fountain and a hole in the ground. And you're a virgin. And she's like, yeah, I'm a virgin. Of course, she's saying that now because she thinks that'll keep her from getting assaulted because she doesn't know what the heck's going on. She doesn't believe she's going to get sacrificed, right? Well, she ends up getting sacrificed right in the chest. She's supposed to die. They leave her for dead, but she does not die. She gets up after a little while and kills. She kills this homeless guy on the way to Needy's. She goes to Needy's because Needy's her friend. She's going to talk to her about it. And she gets there and all she can do is act like a monster and growl and eat food and stuff and throw up black tar.
Hey. Just bought her formal tickets.
Chip, I can't go to the dance with you.
What? Why?
Look, just trust me. You shouldn't go at all.
Needy warns Chip not to go to the dance because Jennifer is hungry, but Chip goes anyways. He's like, nah, whatever. And he decides to go the most clever way. I don't know why they didn't go together. For some reason, that wouldn't be safe. Instead, Chip decides to take this way across this empty field. Maybe it's the football field at night or something. It's totally dark. Not safe. Opposite of good idea. He gets confronted by Jennifer, and she puts the little spell on him, and he ends up making out with her and talking to her, but she cannot push him over the edge. She wants him to say, I'm better than Needy. Can't do it. He won't do it. It's like, my succubus powers only control him so much. It pretty much just makes him horny and focused on that, but I can't get them to like change alliances or allegiances. She's like, oh, whatever, I'm going to kill him. Because that's ultimately what she wants to do is kill Chip to get at Needy. Because she's jealous of that. She takes him to this pool that's nasty, proceeds to start feeding on him. Needy finds out and gets there in time to tackle Jennifer in the back. Needy and Chip start fighting. Chip to get a hold of the skimmers with aluminum end. That's not sharp, but for this purpose, for some reason, I don't know, movies, he's able to stab through Jennifer and make her be like, dude, I am tapping out, I'm going. So she leaves. He ends up dying, which enrages Needy. And that's when we see Needy goes over to Jennifer's house. Jennifer's in bed trying to recover and think, God, why is everyone mean to me? Yeah, I'm just trying to eat. Needy attacks her. With a box cutter. They fight, and Needy kills Jennifer by stabbing her in the heart. Then Jennifer's mom walks in and sees Needy standing over the body. To everyone else, it looks simple. Needy killed Jennifer, right? Now we understand why Needy's in prison, right? She stopped the demon. She had no proof, no evidence, no story anyone could believe. And so because when she was killing Jennifer's mom sees it and says, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Now Needy has power from the demon's bite and surviving, so she has power too. That's why when we get back to the prison scene, she ends up deciding to escape. She can hover and do all those things, but seems like better than having the demon inside you. She hovers up, escapes, goes and finds the band, murders and kills all the band. The monster hunter is cursed to be hated by society and viewed as the monster, even though she is the savior of the people. Peace, yeah, boy.